All right. Welcome back to the Run.down post-game show over here on the Strickland Podcast Network and Strickland YouTube channel. I'm your host, Samuel. I got with me Tyrese here, aka London's Theory, on Twitter. Knicks lose 125 to 114. Um, Gonna get a mix of a whole bunch of different Knicks games, but it kind of all boils down to like Thibs' fourth quarter substitution patterns not being the best, actually being terribly
You, you're
awful.
being generous. That shit sucked. That shit fucking sucked, man.
Yeah, I'm under the weather, so I can't really go off the way I really want to go off. But
I'll do it
yeah,
for you, bro. I
they
got
weren't
you. I
good.
got you. Oh my fuck! Like, what the fuck were we doing tonight, man? I don't understand what the fuck we were doing tonight. Like, okay, so in the fourth quarter, I think quickly brings us back to like within two, or like we might have tied the game. I'm not sure, but like I knew we were close. And then he like quickly going down with the bench, cool, whatever. Quickly getting us to single-handedly, mind you. He's getting us back into the game like damn near single-handedly, passing, getting to the line, hitting shots, whatever. And then he comes out of the game for for Fournier, because Alec Burks was in the game already. He comes out of the game for Fournier, who, to his credit, had 30 points tonight. So like, I don't hate Fournier being in the game, but like, why wouldn't you take out Burks, who took let's see, who took 15 shots tonight, only hit 4 of them, and clearly did not have it tonight, like he's had it the last couple of games. So he takes out IQ, puts in Fournier, rolls the starting unit, and then realizes, oh shit, the starting unit isn't getting it done. So he puts in IQ, but he takes out Mitch, and they run small ball. But the problem was like all game, Charlotte has been killing us in the paint. So now Miles Bridges and PJ Washington are getting layup lines because Julius can't play drop. I don't understand what the fuck the plan was the entire game. When the simple solution was, okay, you take out Burks and you put in quickly and you just roll with it. Oh my fucking god, man. This shit
Like
just sucks.
like I said with Dibs, like even if you bring him back next year and he says he'll change, you know it's not true because like he sees what works and he continues to go away from it time after time after time. And it's just like a coach like that, you're not gonna really get the level of growth that you're looking for with our group um right now because it just doesn't work. Like he has a one set mind of thinking and you're not going to change that no matter how much the on-court results show differently, but he won't skew from that. So you just you can't bring him back. Like you can't. Like everyone's on the timeline saying you should fire him, and I agree because like I've been on this train for a while now, but yeah. I mean,
I just you can't bring him back. I don't know why you'd want to bring him back. And given like where the league is heading up, because like we'll talk, I guess we could talk about the what might be like a really explosive ball season, especially in Utah. But like, I don't know how you look at this team and you go, yeah, he can coach this team. Like the lack of adjustments. He's been outcoached regularly this season. He got outcoached by James Borrego. I don't know if you realize that James Borrego was like maybe an average coach. And like if you ask Hornets fans, they're like 50-50 on him. And he got outcoached tonight by James Borrego. Like, how the fuck do you decide, you know what? My best option is to put in more offense, put like a small ball lineup in and get more offense in when you've been trading baskets the entire game and you can't get stops. I don't understand what his reasoning was. And like somebody needs to press him on like why quickly was taken out of the game in the first place.
and you know he's gonna come up with some answer that like is either very snarky or very it's gonna be very standoffish to the fans because apparently that's what the Knicks are going for these days, to be enemies with the fans because hey, why not, since you already losing and being pathetic every other night. So might as well add on to that list of things you can't do well. But yeah, I mean,
13 points in the fourth quarter. He had 13 points in the fourth quarter, and you take him out for like a minute, and the league goes like that. Like, you can clearly see the trend happening, where it's like, okay, quickly goes out for like a minute. This team can't fucking function down the stretch because like the ball handler is gone, and it turns into like Alec Burks and Julius like DHOs and Fournier DHOs, and like they need somebody to get them organized in the half court, and quickly does it pretty fucking well. I don't understand what the logic was today, man. I really don't, and that's a common trend because he hasn't had logic this entire season.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to really say because like it's like the same movie every single game, with the exception of a game here and there where he'll stick with what's working. Like the Bulls game, he saw what was working for a moment. For a moment, he saw what was working. And then also the what are the game he coached pretty well, the Miami game where all the young guys brought us back. Other than that, it's the same movie every single time. I've gotten tired of watching it, but season's almost done, so got to push through. But yeah, I mean, I guess we can talk about like some key things that stood out to us and like certain players that we want to highlight. So for me, RJ had a really good first half, and then the second half, it kind of looked like his rookie year, where like the offense is just like completely away from him, like as a whole, and it just turned into the Randall and Fournier show.
Like,
and it was like
6 shots. He had 6 shots in the second half. I don't understand the logic. I don't understand what he was doing. Like, to his credit, Randall had like I think 10 points in the third quarter. So like, all right, I'm not too mad with him taking shots. I think he hit like 2 threes. I'm going to highlight it now, but I think he hit like 2 threes that were like big in order to like kind of stifle momentum. Yeah, he had 9 points in the third quarter, 204 from 3, 3 or 5 from the field, 9 points on 5 shots. Okay, fine, whatever. There's no way RJ Barrett should get 2 shots.
Yeah.
But like in fairness, like Fournier had 14 points, Randall had 9 points. Alec Burks didn't have it going, but RJ only takes 2 shots. That makes no sense to me.
It doesn't. And that's why you need someone like quickly out there to organize it so that way everyone gets like, I guess, a fair share of touches. But like that's what he does. Like I made a post the other night, especially after his great point guard play, that like he's a great organizer and he knows where to get the guys in their right spots and stuff like that. Like he knew to find Burks in that corner for that 3 after he drew like 3 people on the drive. So stuff like that, like he gets easier shots for players, and like I don't know why Thibs can't see it, but yeah.
I guess like Burks played the entire fourth quarter.
That's insane.
The entire fourth quarter.
And almost the whole second half too.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna check that now. I think he might have played the entire second half.
It's insane.
Which, like, again, why is Alec Burks being relied on this heavily? He played 9 minutes and 16 seconds in the third quarter, and he played the entire fourth quarter. So he had a 2-minute break and then got back in the game. Why is Alec Burks playing damn near the entire second half? If he was shooting hot like the Bulls game, I can kind of understand it because at that point, like, all right, he's hot. Let him cook. But Burks could not hit the fucking rim until the fourth quarter. In the third quarter, why are we like not just putting him quickly sooner? I think the entire lineup played like the first 9-10 minutes together. Or like they played the entire 8. They played 8 minutes together. That entire lineup. Also, for whatever reason, we went without staggering today. So like RJ and Julius were off the court at the same time. Like what was the plan? Why like he's been staggering like the last 3 weeks, basically since like Grimes and Cam went down. He's been staggering like RJ and Julius, so like one of them are always on the court at all times. And somehow he went, I'm gonna run an all bench unit today. I'm gonna do
The Doc Rivers
quickly.
special.
Like for some reason he was like, all right, quickly Deuce, Burks or Fournier, OB, Sims, and we gonna get back to this game. And that unit got torched because they were like playing against LaMelo and fucking Miles Bridges, and they got torched, or Kelly Oubre, and they got torched. Like, you need one of those two in the floor at all points in the game. Like, I thought he would finally figure out staggering, but apparently he hasn't. And it's like, see, why aren't your best players playing? Well, he's like, it hurts my brain trying to like assume what he's trying to say, and then he tries to fucking Jedi mind trick you and gaslight you and go like, "Oh well, you don't watch the film, you don't understand what I'm seeing. I'm in the chair, you on the outside. How you go hate from outside the club? You can't even get in. Like, what? What was the reason? Like, why? Like, you're telling me you don't want to play RJ full quarters apparently, like." You've been playing RJ like 40 minutes a game, and now all of a sudden this is the game you want to be conservative?
I really want to hear his post game comments on what his mind, what was his logic that he was going through in that cavernous brain of his.
He has no fucking logic, because there's no way you can like justify the moves you're making. Like, at no point should RJ and Randall both be out the game at the same time unless it's a blowout.
Yeah. And somehow he managed to do that today. But yeah, I mean on MSG Network today, I mean most of the post game people who are usually the company guys, they even said that like everything kind of changed for the Knicks once IQ was subbed out. And you know, when MSG guys are saying that stuff, then you know it's like, you know, that coaching is a problem, because they always are on the side of like what the coach does and the coach knows best and all that good stuff. But once you have Wally criticizing your moves, then you're in trouble, because Wally's always on the side of the Knicks coaches and stuff like that.
Wally is a company Sheboinger, and if Wally is like, yeah, I can't understand it, then you coached a pretty shit game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like also OKC is down 20 to Atlanta. So like, yeah, the play-in is fucking done. Like, whatever hope you have to play in, the magic number is 1 for the Hawks. You're not getting into the play-in. At this point, I don't know what this franchise is doing. We could talk about like the Donovan Mitchell theory, because the fucking Jazz blew a fucking 25-point lead again to the Clippers. But like, even still, what like let's talk about IQ. IQ played well. Like, I just want to talk about IQ because like
16 points on 12 shots, 13 of those coming in the fourth quarter, 3 rebounds, I believe, and 3 assists.
4 rebounds
assists.
for us. Yeah, 4 rebounds.
4 rebounds for us. Okay, yeah, that's close. But yeah, I mean,
Oh no, never mind. 3 rebounds. I thought he had an offensive rebound. My bad. 3 rebounds.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
Bad.
3 rebounds for assists. Yeah, he played another solid game. Another game that he comes in and he changes everything, and the team looks great. And the coach decides to take him out for whatever reason. I mean, he didn't take him out in the Chicago game when it mattered, so I guess there's that. But
I don't get. It's like, okay, so he can play the entire fourth quarter in the Chicago game and in the Miami game, but against the Hornets, all of a sudden now you want to take him out.
it makes no sense, because like he wasn't even playing bad.
For Fournier and Alec Burks. Not if again, Fournier, I understand it today because Fournier hit 6 threes, 30 points. Like, he had a heater going. All right, fine, whatever. You want to play Fournier? Go ahead. But like, you can't play Burks. And I get Burks has been clutch for us lately and he's been hooping. He didn't have it today. That's fine. If you don't have it today, you don't have it today. But that's where like Quickly is into, like, if one of those guys don't have it going, Quickly should be the 6th man. So he can at the very least organize the offense, even if he doesn't have it going with his shot. But apparently this is too hard for Tibbs to understand, and apparently we don't watch the film, so like we don't understand his logic in these scenarios.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have much words today, mainly because I'm under the weather. But like this game, it just like feels like every other game that we've played as of recently, even games that we've won. It still felt like this, except with the exception of Chicago and Miami. But I mean, yeah, it's just like you can't bring a coach back that doesn't trust the young guys that you're looking to invest in the future, because this is what it shows. It shows lack of trust if he's constantly taking these guys out in certain moments in the fourth quarter and whatnot.
Like lack of trust, and it's also like just a lack of understanding where the game is at. Like the rotations down the stretch were just abysmal, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that like people, like sure people were on their shit at the same time. Why are you doing small ball when they're killing us in the paint? Why are you putting in guys who like don't have good shooting nights for guys who do have good shooting nights? Why are you taking them out? Like, why are you going down with Alec Burks in this? Like, you have to, you have to change this route. Like, you have to change this coach. You cannot bring him back in this capacity because like he isn't learning from his mistakes. Now, if they were winning down the stretch and Tibbs is being more experimental and like he's learning down his mistakes and everything, and he's like showing the adjustments that he showed last year, all right, fine. I can understand it, even if I don't agree with it, bringing him back. But I'm like, all right, cool. Winning games on the stretch. Like Tibbs is looking like getting back, rounding back into form, whatever. Better late than never, I guess. Especially if you talk about next year. Now, fuck that. Fuck that. If you're gonna like, if this front office decides to like think about star fucking, and with the way like the league has been shaping up recently, with like Utah looking shaky and the Heat looking shaky and stuff like that, star fucking is probably going to happen a lot. Since like from what everything we've heard, it's just like, oh, a bunch of guys are kind of unhappy and they want to start moving soon. So like if the Knicks want to get involved with that, I don't know how you can market like a bottom three coach in the league to be like, hey, this coach is like somebody you could trust. Especially if it's Donovan Mitchell and fucking JB's on the bench.
Yep.
I don't know,
man. They killed us, man. 68 points in the paint, man. 42 bench points, 39 assists. They were just rolling. Like,
yeah, like they were cooking and we had no answer for them. And like when we did have an answer for them, we went away from the answer. We play Alec Burks down the stretch. I don't. I just can't wrap my head around anything that happened this game because it doesn't make sense to a normal person.
So yeah, let's get to some comments because we do got a bunch of them rolling in. Brent says, I want the fade from Tibbs. He can't keep getting away with this.
He has no hair. But I understand.
It's ridiculous, bro. Tibbs has seen IQ the past bunch of games be magic in the fourth, and yet you do that. Nah, man. He's cooked. Him and Randall gotta go. I mean, yeah.
I don't think both go, but I think one goes, and I think if one goes, it has to be Tibbs because, like, I just don't trust coach. Like, I don't think coaching is enough of a barometer unless you have like an elite coach to the point where like I give up on talent. And like, for all his faults today, Randall had a decent offensive game. The shooting looked better than it has been in past weeks. He did miss 2 free throws, but like 10 threes. Like this was a decent shooting game from him, which is actually like really encouraging because like you want him to shoot decently. So if the jumper's going, the jumper's going. The defense was porous, which was not good, but I don't know. Like trying to look for positives here. That's all I can really do at this point.
Yeah. Chris says, you know damn well no reporter is gonna press him or anything on anything important. For the whole New York media, it's tough to really ask some soft ass questions. I mean, they're just trying to stay in good graces with MSG so they don't get their media passes taken away, because you know that's always an option with James Dolan there. I don't know if they still do that, but I remember in the past they used to do that. So next comment we got it's not that hard for the limited minutes we saw the bench. They were creating decent looks and just not hitting them. They needed someone alongside IQ to get them in the paint.
RJ.
So he ran them out with Burks, who God bless him is shooting 27% at the rim. Yeah, Burks' rim shooting percentage is horrible.
Horrible. Like he's shooting better on threes than layups. And like for all Burks has done, like he's a great shooter, can get to the line at will, basically. Like I think he's a free throw rate of like damn near 400, which is like very good. Shooting at the rim is not one of Burks' strengths. So putting him in the all bench lineup when RJ is just like on the bench chilling just seems like malpractice.
Yeah.
But I don't watch the film.
Chris asks, is there any world where Rose, Aller, World Wide West keep both Randall and Thibs?
Yes.
Sadly there is, and
likely.
that's what I'm scared of the most.
It's likely. I'd say if anything, I would argue they probably the better chance of them keeping both and getting rid of one. Which is like but like yeah, I fully expect Tibbs and Randall to be both back here next year with like a slightly upgraded roster. And they're gonna try to see if they can like recreate the magic again, which I don't think you can do it with Tibbs anymore. I think Tibbs is cooked. I think he's done. But they won't get rid of him.
Yeah. I mean, that is sadly going to be the case where they're both back next year. But who knows? The Knicks can always surprise us.
Maybe in like the star fucking that happens this offseason, maybe like they get lucky with somebody. I don't know, but
yeah. I think Mo is referring to when we were talking about RJ's second half shots. One of the shots was in the third was in transition.
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't get anything really drawn up for him to really get anything going, which was so weird. But you know, the legend of Thibs continues. His incompetency will forever reign.
I get. All right, if he's like the third guy in the third quarter, all right, sure, that makes sense. Because like Bo Julius and Fournier had it going. I think Fournier hit 4 threes in that quarter. Yeah, he had 4 threes in the fourth quarter. So like, I can understand why like they go away from him for a bit, but like 2 shots should not be happening. 2 shots in 11 minutes should not be happening, especially when Burks gets 5 shots and plays 2 less minutes. That just shouldn't happen.
Yeah. Severink says taking out Quick was a strange call, but I don't really care anymore. I would have liked Deuce to maybe see 5 minutes at point guard though, just for laughs. I mean,
he should be, but
see, the reason why I do care about Quick getting taken out is because reps and confidence. Those are probably the 2 most important things for young players right now. And the more reps that IQ could get, the better he'll get. The more comfortable he'll get out there. And like, if Thibs keeps him out there, it shows that he trusts him, but he obviously doesn't because he keeps taking him out in certain points of the game where he's actually making the most impact. So yeah, I would like to see Deuce at point guard, but I mean, this team obviously still believes that they have a chance at the play-in, so they're not going to make any wild and wacky experiments like that. So
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Bro, Thibs cannot be serious, bro. All right, so Chris says Thibs basically just said that he took IQ out due to giving him some rest, and he, no bullshit, said he needs to play better.
What? All right.
All right, man. All right.
Bro, so Alec Burks is out here playing 41 minutes, doing cardio, ain't doing shit on the court, and quickly needs to play better when he like single-handedly brought you back. I'm gonna like go back to play-by-play that fourth quarter, and I'm gonna see like how close that game was. I'm pretty sure it was fairly close.
It was within a single possession, I think, score.
Yeah, like it was definitely within a single possession, but I have to like see this now because apparently quickly is the problem. What's that? 99-91. Okay, it was like 99-91. Wow. Okay, it wasn't actually that close, but like the momentum was like coming our way. I'll say that. And for whatever reason, quickly. Oh no, it was 104-102.
Yeah, it was that score. It was a 2-point game. And then I believe Charlotte called a timeout or something like that.
Charlotte called a timeout and then immediately hit a three off the offensive rebound from Bridges. And I was like, all right, yeah.
And then Thibs took him out.
Yes, he took him out right after he missed a three. He missed the pull-up three, and then Plumlee got a turnover, and for some reason he subs out quickly after the turnover. And then I'll read off what happens next. Miss, Randall, and one. Fournier gets 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Turnover off Randall. Fournier jump shot. Miss free throw. Turnover. Free throws. Dunk. Quickly makes a layup. Miss jump shot. Game ends. So the offense fucking stagnated down the stretch. Oh my god. I'm so shocked. He subbed out quickly twice for whatever reason. And then he subbed out quickly twice to bring in Mitch when the game was like basically over. How is quickly the sub?
He's so stupid.
How is quickly the sub? How is Alec Burks not subbed out? But Alec Burks is like putting up bricks tonight. Like at that point, you basically have to like say, all right, Burks, I get it. You've been on a heater. It's not your night tonight. Like Burks is a nice bench wing. Why is he being tasked with playing fucking 12 minutes in the fourth quarter?
And it's funny. Schwinn says, of course, the toughest local beat in the league didn't press Thibs on his obviously moronic choice to take quickly out in the fourth. Yeah, it's pathetic that our media won't even ask like this is not even a tough question. It's like why did you take him out? Like all you can say is like, okay, like we noticed that Thibs, as soon as you took out Emmanuel quickly, the tide of the game shifted. What do you have to say to that? Why did you take him out? And what did you like? What was your logic? What was your reasoning behind it?
He'll get all fucking pissy again. And he'll be like, well, see, you need to understand, guys. The game will tell you what you need to know. And the game, when you read the game and when you understand the game, you will then interpret the game. And when you interpret the game, it tells you that quickly isn't good in the last 5 minutes of the game. And apparently I need to take him out, even though he single-handedly brought me back from a damn near 11-point deficit to be down 2. But Alec Burks, great job. And it's not even Alec Burks' fault. That's the worst part. Like, Alec Burks is a good player, but Alec Burks is being misused. He probably fucking knows he's being misused. And Tom Thibodeau, for some reason, keeps misusing him. Fucking hell, man.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, God.
Brent says, what pissed me off was the fact Fournier still goes off Julius and getting touches because Thibs still coaching like Randall, the best player, and he's not even averaging out the season. RJ's better. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's like, that's the thing with Thibs. He's like, once he has one set mind on how to like coach a team with like a certain dynamic, yeah, and like you know what you have, you know what you have in Randall, you know what you have in Fournier, you know what you have in Burks, because it's a very similar group to last year's group, but like somehow it's way more talented, yet we have underachieved because of the coach injuries, whatever it may be. But yeah, I mean, Thibs just has one way of coaching this team because he saw how it worked last year, and he thinks that it will continue to work year after year.
And the thing is, like, again, Quickly had the hot hand in the fourth. Why not just run the offense too quickly? If Fournier heats up again, great. Why not like to give Fournier some more touches above the key? Like at the top of the key, let him like do some stuff without the pick and roll. RJ's going off in the fourth. Say RJ goes off in the fourth. Let him just like bring the ball off the court and let him like do stuff off the pick and roll out of pistol action. Like the reason why you got a bunch of multiple creators in the offseason was that like if the offense ever bogs down, you have another guy who could like dribble, pass, shoot, and play make and create for themselves and others. And somehow the default is always, all right, give the ball to Julius in the mid post. And it's like, why have an upgraded talent if you're not going to treat it like an upgraded talent?
He's he's stuck in his ways. So annoying.
Also, people are crying about Kevin Knox, and I need y'all to fucking shut the fuck up, man.
Bruh, he's playing against like the OKC
Blue. Bro, Kevin Knox has like
Thunder. He's playing against the OKC Blue.
Like,
there's
Kevin Knox,
no real NBA players on that team besides. I don't even know if Trey Mann played because I think they're holding him out too. Yeah, they're basically holding out every good young player that they have.
They are tanking.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Knox scored 2 points in his last 10 games. Or in his last 9 games before scoring 17 tonight. If anybody's complaining about this shit, like Kevin Knox even gonna get a second contract, shut the fuck up, dude. Like Kevin Knox is going to be in fucking with Rokas at Barcelona next year. Like, and you guys are complaining about, oh, why did we trade Kevin Knox for Cam Reddish? Now, you can't hype up Cam Reddish and then be like, oh, Kevin Knox, why did we trade Kevin Knox? Like, wipe your lip and stand up, dude. Holy shit.
I hope people are like trolling with that stuff because like
people are actually crying.
I haven't seen it on my timeline, thank God. So
like Kevin Knox is averaging less than 2 points a game. For Christ's sakes, can we stop acting like we missed the boat on Kevin Knox? We had him here for 3.5 years. Do you think Kevin Knox is solving our issues right now? Is Kevin Knox be getting a second contract in the league? I doubt it, unless he's getting like a minimum contract on a Flyer team. That's where he's at. He's taking minimum contracts like Frank. Like,
yeah, I mean, I really don't care about Kevin Knox right now. So
you shouldn't. Like, you should not care about Kevin. Nobody should care about Kevin Knox. And I'm saying this as I'm the person who has the fucking Kevin Knox jersey. Like, oh my god,
dude. But yeah, I mean, another disappointing game by the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks, they just kind of like lacked energy for most of the night. It was like when Quickly finally got in, that's when what you call it. That's when the energy, the pace changed for the Knicks, and they seemed to get more.
Shocker. This is so unexpected, by the way. You telling me fucking Quickly plays and the energy plays different and the offense flows better and they win when he's on the court? I can't believe it.
Yeah, because I mean, like ending the third quarter, they ended the third quarter badly on like they gave up a 7 or 8-0 run to Charlotte. Then to open the quarter, they did not start the quarter well, and then Quickly comes in, and then what do you know? The game is a 2-point game. They hit a 3. He takes out Quickly, and rest is history after that. I mean, because like,
I just don't get it.
I really don't know what else to really talk about in tonight's game because it's just like
the same shit, different day.
Yeah, and it's like I don't want to sound like a broken record because like.
But Tibbs is a broken record. That's the problem. Like, I should not have to be saying, "Oh, coaching lost us this game. Oh, we're doing the same things on the stretch again." Like, it just feels like I'm repeating the same shit. If I didn't wear different outfits every time we fucking recorded, it'd feel like the same episode over and over was playing again.
Yeah, I mean, like even in wins, we still have this same conversation because it's like the process of those wins is like it's the same as the losses. It's just sometimes things go our way and we win, but other nights it's just like we don't it doesn't go our way, and those coaching mistakes really are even heavier than originally. So
Yeah, man. I'm tired of this bullshit, dude. I really am just like tired of like watching this shit.
I
And
fell asleep
like
like 2 or 3 times in the middle of the game, honestly, because it's just like
it's boring. Like this game is boring, man. It's boring because Tibbs just does not make the game fun or interesting. It doesn't play like people who deserve to be played, and like makes the wrong decision 9 times out of 10, and it just feels like there's no repercussions. Same thing because I moved him top boards wise, inshallah. Uh, yeah, man. I'm over it.
yeah, I'm just waiting for the season to be over.
It's time for baseball. It's time for
Um
baseball.
I guess I don't really get into baseball until it's playoff time, so
Man.
I
Also,
can't I can't
Mikey.
be invested. I can't be invested that long for a sport. Season's way too long.
All right. Also, Mikey, Kevin Knox sucks. Stop it. Don't add me on Twitter talking about slandering Kevin Knox. He deserves every bit of slander he gets. Okay.
Man, Kevin Knox was just hooping against a OKC G League team. But
He's hooping with the
I
Ducks
was
next year.
I was about to say something and I forgot.
On the bright side, I think we might have worked our way back into the top 10. We might have. I think. Did we work our way? No. Okay. We're a game back of top 10 and 2 games back of being in the top 8 for the lot of odds.
Well,
We have hope. We have hope. There is hope.
wow. I really forgot what I was gonna say. That's how you know I'm really tired. Because I rarely forget what I'm about to say. But oh, didn't you want to talk about the Donovan Mitchell situation? I
Oh
guess.
yeah. So fucking Utah sucks. They're probably the one that should have this off season. I would not be surprised if like they trade both Rudy and Donovan, and I feel like if Donovan gets traded, I do feel like the Knicks are probably in the driver's seat to get him. I think they're in the driver's seat to get like basically damn near any star in the league because like nobody else has fucking picks. And like if you think about it, the 3 main teams who are like positioned to make a move since the Sixers already traded for Harden, the Celtics who are number 1 in the conference, the Hawks who have like their assets are kind of starting to get older and expensive, so I don't think they're really assets as much anymore, and the Knicks who have a bunch of young assets, picks, etc., etc. I don't think Donovan Mitchell goes to Atlanta. I'm not sure if Boston's willing to give up Jaylen Brown to get Donovan Mitchell, especially because like JT is probably going to be like, yeah, dude, Jaylen Brown's a hooper. Why would we get rid of him? Especially if they make a deep playoff run as well. Like if the Celtics get to like let's say maybe the ECF, I don't see why they make a trade for Donovan Mitchell because like you just made the ECF and you lose to the Bucks. Like all right, we can run it back next year. Ultimately, I think the Knicks will get a star in the next 18 months. I'm not saying that it's like a hot take. I'm saying it's like they are positioned to get a star because like they have to get one at this point. Because like you cannot go to the 23 draft with those 2 picks in hand. It makes no sense. You don't have space for two more picks. Let alone 1 more pick in this year's draft. I said that like you should consolidate this year, but like even if they're like we're gonna take Dyson Daniels or whoever at 12, and next year we'll like make our move. You cannot go into the 23 draft with 2 picks when you have a bunch of like when you have 10 guys 25 or younger on your team. So to me, I do feel like Donovan Mitchell has a really decent chance of being a Knick. Famous last words. This will probably get clipped and streamed when he loses. Or he goes to fucking Atlanta or some shit. But like, yeah, I can see that happening. I would not discuss trade packages on the air. For my own safety. But yeah, I can see that happening. And I expect it to happen because I think the Jazz lose first round. And like 5 games, when they get fucking embarrassed, because they will get embarrassed, that team's gonna like go kablooey, and Rudy's
man,
not. You're like Rudy and Donovan probably get traded. I think.
they are a mess, man. They are a mess. Like they are so much of a mess that like I had a parlay last night that had the last leg was Utah to win by 11. And I cashed it out before the game even started because I was like, Utah has like been really funky lately, and Clippers one of them teams like even if they down, they still gonna come back against a team like the Jazz because Ty Lue's just like that, and they just had PG back, so it was like I was like, you know what, let me take this money and run before FanDuel and the NBA try to screw me over. Games going on, it's like yeah, they up by like 20. I'm like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have cashed out. I went to sleep. I woke up. I peeped my phone. I was like, oh nah, no way did the Jazz blow this. And
They did.
I was like, wow, yeah,
They did,
that's
and
it. Like
it was ugly. That's it.
as
That's
soon as
like that's it.
as as soon as I saw that score, I was like, I tweeted out immediately in the morning, like 5:30 in the morning. I was like, yeah, Jazz are finished. Like they're done. Like
They're
that's it.
cooked. They're cooked. Like when you lose to that specific team in that specific fashion again, and like you drop to like I think they're the fifth seed right now. They might end up being sixth. They're done. That team is done, and it's a matter of when, not if, when they decide to like blow up that roster. Because they get Golden State right now. Right now they have Golden State in the first round. If Steph Curry comes back, they are losing in 5 games.
Yeah, it could get nasty. But I mean, yeah, it's like my brain is going blank today. Like I just but yeah, I mean it's not looking good for Utah. They're gonna if they don't blow it up this year, they're gonna end up having to go the nasty route that Portland is going right now, where Portland is just like trading everything for whatever they can get. Like, hey, give us a bag of chips, we'll give you whoever. Like, just like we're trying to free all this salary cap space and all this good stuff. And it's just like that's what the Jazz are gonna end up doing if they don't decide to blow it up this year. Because whatever I don't even know what year they peaked. They've always been like a second round and out team.
They
So
peaked
I can't
last
even
year.
say what.
They peaked
Yeah,
last
I
year
mean,
because like they were
yeah,
hitting
they
like
were almost at a
23s a game,
Western
bro.
Conference.
Like they were hitting 23s a game. They had two 6 man of the year candidates. Like Donovan was on a heater. Fucking Rudy was on a heat. Like that entire team was just like hot for a regular season. They ran it like they got the Memphis before they actually got good, and then they went into fucking that Clipper series. Kawhi gets hurt in the middle of that series, and you're thinking,
Everybody's like,
I
"Oh, Jazz got this. Western
uh,
Conference Finals on the way."
exactly, and you're thinking like, okay, Jazz got this, and they probably get to like get the Suns, who like they can maybe play them competitively, and they lost. Not only did they lose, they lost in their home floor, and they blew a 25-point lead. I think in Game 6 to lose that series.
It's
They
pretty
should have blown it
astounding.
up that year. They should have blown it up this all season, but they're like, all right, run it back, whatever. We're the best team in the league. Now they're worse. They're getting older, and next year Bogdan and Jordan Clarkson are expiring, and you have to re-up on them. You can't re-up on those guys. They're old. Like Bogdan's gonna be 34. Conley's like 34 already. Will be 35, 36 at the end of his contract, and Jordan Clarkson has been regressing. Donovan Mitchell's gonna fucking force somebody's hand. And when Donovan
Yep.
Mitchell goes like, I want out, because he's finally at like the I want out stage because he has the 2+1, which is basically like peak, all right, trade me territory. Then I mean, I don't know. I don't like maybe like a team like Dallas takes Rudy or like Atlanta takes Rudy, but other than that, like Donovan's gonna want out. And once Donovan wants out, that team is done. So yeah, man. It's over. It is over.
Yeah. So that's one thing to keep your eyes on. If you are a Knicks fan heading into this off season and you are watching playoff basketball, make sure you tune into this Utah series. I know they're not really the most fun team to watch, especially since they've been collapsing whatnot. But you might want to take a look at what Utah does this postseason to get a good gauge on how things will go with him in the offseason, because if they fail in him in a spectacular way, you can expect to see that Donovan Mitchell trade rumor, that trade request, then
It's
followed
coming.
by trade rumors to the Knicks and various other locations. So that's one thing you gotta look forward to if you are a Knicks fan. in terms of the Knicks, their schedule coming up, they have the Cleveland Cavaliers on Saturday at 1
We're
o'clock.
like broken. Yeah, the Cavs are broken. So I
But
we
do not
should win that
underestimate
game.
them. We
But
should win
Darius
that
Garland,
game.
but Darius Garland
But
might just give us like 30 and
Darius
20.
Garland is gonna have like a 40-point game with like 12 assists and like
12 is being
seven,
low.
seven and seven, seven
It could be a
threes.
triple double. He could draw a triple double, like a 20-20-20 game for some reason, because Darius Garland's gonna get 20 rebounds. I don't put it past nobody at this point, man.
Yeah, I'm like sort of like worried for the Sunday game at Amway Center because Orlando has our number this year.
Oh Lord, we getting Orlando too. Damn, that's gonna be the nail in the coffin. Getting smacked up by Orlando one last time.
Yeah. Orlando getting ready to tie their laces super tight to play us, man. They always
What
come out and ball against us.
for whatever reason too. Like, what do we do to y'all? Like,
Cole Anthony and Terrence Ross, they hate us.
no, Cole Anthony's like, I should have been a Knick, and Terrence Ross just hate us for whatever reason. I hope you don't play. I hope you twist an ankle for real. Like, I want to see fucking Terrence Ross give us 30.
I mean, I'd be surprised if they even play him. They've been worried about focusing on their young guys. Wow, what a concept! What a wild concept. Focus on your young guys, and they haven't really been playing guys like Gary Harris and Terrence Ross that much. So
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's it for us because like,
yeah, I am cooked, and I might not even go to work tomorrow with how these allergies are doing me right now.
oh, it's
So
allergies. Damn, they smacking you up, bro. Shit.
yep,
I thought I got warm outside in New York, and them allergies started popping out. Like, fuck. Oh,
yep, it's
that's
bad.
rough.
But thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out everything in the description, Stricken related site, links to the site, merch, Patreon, all that good stuff to support us. And we'll catch y'all on Saturday after the Cavs game. Peace.